Is it even possible if he continues pushing, his green energy programs? These are controversial matters. Like global warming isn't per se, but how to remedy it is very divisive. And it's almost like COVID, where one side's saying, follow the science, and the other side saying, your science is a little sketchy. It seems extraordinary to me that somebody in Prince Charles, now King Charles's position, would weigh in on this.
And he's done more than weigh in, Megyn. I mean, King Charles views himself as a Greta Thunberg-style activist. And look, that might be okay. Personally, I disagree with the politics of it. I think the UK is on a deranged march to net zero, and the massive energy crisis that we're facing is because of that. And because we have tried to move away from fossil fuels far too quickly, as Elon Musk even admitted last week, we need time. Folk like Prince Charles or King Charles now, don't want us to have that time. So that's the politics. I think where Britons stand at this moment, though, Megyn, and remember this is a country that now goes into an official 12-day mourning period, is that we're prepared to give King Charles III a chance. I certainly am. And he made a pitch-perfect debut, Megyn, in the past couple of hours as he arrived at Buckingham Palace for the first time since becoming king, the first time since his mother's death. He left his car and he went and he met the grieving public. And he was kissed by them and he was hugged by them. And it suggested that he is going to be a different type of monarch. He's going to be more accessible. He's not the Queen. We know that. He doesn't have the aura of the Queen. But what he might have is a more personal touch. And it was really interesting, Megyn, because you never know what happens in these sorts of situations. You remember when Harry and Meghan turned up at the Platinum Jubilee earlier this year? They were booed outside St. Paul's Cathedral. So you never know what is going to happen. The crowd were behind King Charles today. They were singing, God Save the King. They were cheering. They were crying. So look, so far, and we're just about an hour away from his first address to the nation, which is going to be highly significant to see what sort of tone he sets. For me, I hope he sets a non-political tone. I hope he signals that he will be moving away from these controversial left-wing eco issues, and I hope he will follow the example set by his mother. It's early days, though, Megyn.
He said 73 years to watch the GOAT, the GOAT of royals, show him how it's done. So hopefully he was paying attention and will have a different tone now that he's king than he did when he was just prince. Their titles have changed. Can you just give us 1 second on how everybody's titles have changed now, Dan? Meghan Markle finally got her wish. Her two kids are finally able to be called princes and princesses. And so I'm sure she's thrilled.
Which she claimed, by the way, remember, Megyn, she told Oprah that there was some big conspiracy to stop it happening. No, you just had to wait for the Queen to die, which, of course, none of us wanted, although Meghan didn't seem to care too much about the health of Prince Philip, did she, given she gave that interview when he was on his deathbed. But no, so there are changes. Camilla is now Queen Camilla. She automatically takes on that title, even though officially she is the Queen Consort in a similar way to the previous Queen Mother. However, that is an interesting moment, Megyn, because you've got to remember there remains a significant portion of the British public who are opposed to Camilla, because a lot of us haven't forgotten the way that she treated Princess Diana. However, she has turned things around in the eyes of the establishment. She was very much supported by the Queen. Prince Charles, when he married Camilla, said she wouldn't become Queen Consort, but that would have required new laws to go through Parliament. So Camilla is Queen. That is official. And now Prince William and Kate take on the previous title of Prince Charles. So they are now the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge. So that is a minor change. Plus, you see Archie and Lilibet officially, as you say, become a prince and a princess. Time will tell if Prince Edward inherits the former title of the Queen's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. That has been something where there's been quite a lot of consternation. So there are changes, but nothing too significant to the rest of the titles. Of course, what Prince Charles wants is he wants a streamlined monarchy. He wants people, to be honest, Meghan, to forget about Prince Edward and forget about Prince Andrew and forget about Prince Harry and Meghan too. He wants everyone focused on himself, Camilla, Prince William, Kate, and their 3 children.
You got to have Prince William thinking, Dad, you're getting your exercise, you're eating well. Like, I'm sure he's in no rush to take over that job. It's a very, very big shoes to fill. Straight up and down. Now, you have a piece out today in the Daily Mail talking about some drama yesterday, speaking of Meghan and Harry. So he did not make it to Balmoral. They were over there to promote themselves, of course, in their fake royal tour, which they made to look exactly like the tour they would take if they were royals, only it wasn't. And they were flying private jets while lecturing the rest of us again about green energy. So they had just so happened that they were in London when the Queen fell ill. So what happened yesterday? What was the drama on that front?
Well, this has actually been a really shocking development, Megyn, because earlier in the week, Meghan's mouthpiece, he's this odd little bloke. You've probably heard of him, Omid Scobie. He says that he's a journalist, but essentially he operates as a PR for Meghan Markle. And he wrote a very incendiary column saying, forget this idea that it is the royal family who have rejected seeing Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan have no desire to see any member of the royal family because they think the way that Prince William treated them during their time in Britain was unforgivable. So while the Queen is on her deathbed, that's the propaganda being pumped out by Harry and Meghan. Then, of course, the entire blood relatives of the Queen, or at least the close blood relatives of the Queen, her children and Prince William and Harry, were all expected to gather at Balmoral as the Queen died. Kate was going to stay in London. The blood relatives were going to be there. Then Harry and Meghan pump out via, yet again, their favourite media channels, including this weird guy, Scobie, this statement that Prince Harry and Meghan were going to travel to Balmoral. Of course, that caused great consternation. There is huge business about the claims that Meghan has made about the royal family being racist. So lots of behind the scenes maneuvering went on. And eventually this weird little guy Scobie came out and said, oh, no, it's just Prince Harry who's going. But what Prince Harry didn't do is get on the chartered RAF flight being taken by Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, Prince William and Sophie. He decided to get his own private jet because he couldn't bear to be in the same plane as his family, Meghan, even as their grandmother lay on her deathbed. So he got his own private jet, but it actually arrived in Scotland after the Queen had died and after the announcement of her death had been made. Then he leaves less than 12 hours later. He's the first to leave Balmoral this morning, gets immediately on a commercial flight back to be with his Meghan in Windsor.
Are you tired of feeling like someone's always watching you on the internet? Weird. Maybe advertisers know just a little too much about you. They've been spying on your conversations, or you're just concerned about the privacy of your identity. Using incognito mode will not solve the problem either. IPVanish VPN is here to protect your right to privacy and to help you stay anonymous online. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet without exposing your private details to third parties like hackers or your ISP or advertisers. When you use IPVanish, all of your data is encrypted. This means that your private details, your passwords, your communications, your browsing history, none of that is anybody's business. All of that and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish is offering an incredible 70% off their yearly plan for our listeners right now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's like getting 9 months for free. IPVanish is super easy to use as well. All you have to do is tap one button and you are instantly protected. Take your privacy back today with a brand rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. Go to ipvanish.com/Megyn and use that promo code MEGYN to claim your 70% savings. That's ipvanish.com/Megyn. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.